The assault rifle category in Black Ops 6 is currently the most popular in the game. Honestly, it's a pretty wide margin at the moment. Treyarch has said they're looking into some weapon tuning adjustments for Season 1, which is scheduled to start on November 14th. You may watch this video before that or after that, and there will be several new guns added throughout the season. But before that happens, I want to take a good look at all the rifles in the game right now and analyze how they stack up against each other now that I've had ample time to mess around with all of them and get a feel for everything they have to offer. What is up, everybody? Jimmy or Chaos, and I think this was requested, but I didn't grab who requested it, but whoever you were, here you go. Today we're going to be ranking every Black Ops 6 assault rifle from the very worst to the very best prior to Season 1's update. If you want us to do it again after Season 1, we definitely can. Let me know where you agree and disagree. It's not a big ranking list, so you can give me your version as well. Drop a like, make sure you're subscribed. And at number 7, dead last, probably the coolest name on the list, is the Goblin MK2. Now, it's a very strange weapon, just like its name. It's a semi-automatic rifle, yet it's classified as an assault rifle instead of a marksman rifle like all the other semi-autos. And even though I'm ranking it at the bottom, it's not a bad gun. It's a very capable weapon with a lot of potential in the right hands. But when compared to all the other rifles in the game, it's not only the hardest to use effectively, but it's also probably the hardest to use in a fast-paced environment, which is a tad awkward since Black Ops 6 is literally a game based in a fast-paced environment. The Goblin is typically a 2 to 3 shot kill depending on where you hit your target and how far away you are from them, which immediately puts it at a disadvantage compared to the other semi-auto rifles. They can get insta-kills to the head. Now, it handles a lot faster than marksman rifles. Maybe that's why they put it in the assault rifle category. That's nice. Has a higher fire rate cap than the other semis, but at the end of the day, not having a one-shot kill to the head is really going to hold it back from being a truly powerful semi-auto rifle. And if you're someone who wants to use a semi-auto rifle in Black Ops 6, I think the Goblin MK2 is the worst option. Again, it's not a bad gun on its own. I would say it's probably a B-tier weapon overall, but it's definitely the worst assault rifle in the game right now. I don't think there's going to be much disagreement on this one down in the comments, but I've been wrong before. It doesn't really bring much to the table compared to the other ones we're going to talk about. At number 6, the GPR-91. Another strange weapon to me because every time I pick it up, I think to myself, is it supposed to be stronger? Seemingly supposed to be similar to the infill from Black Ops 1, maybe the SA-87 from Modern Warfare 2019, meaning it has that relatively low rate of fire and some really chunky recoil, and you should be getting pretty solid damage in return for those fall-offs, right? But you don't. It's easy to control, it's easy to stay on target, but the damage per shot feels kind of low for a weapon like this that it's trying to be. Now, frankly, I think this is the only gun in the game right now I would genuinely call underpowered, because it really doesn't feel like you get enough bang for your buck when you're running it. Now, that's not to say it was completely bad, because obviously I'm not putting it at dead last, and with the right attachments, of course, it can be decent, but it's also never going to stand up to the other automatic rifles in the game, or at least not before some balance patches come out, because the damage per shot just seems too low for the kind of fire rate and handling you expect to deal with. Now, to me, it's almost like Treyarch wants this rifle to be a hybrid between an AR and an LMG, but in order for that kind of weapon to be appealing, it's got to hit hard, and the GPR just doesn't. It's in desperate need of a buff. Again, it's not terrible. It's not the worst assault rifle. It's definitely the worst full auto in the class, though. At number 5, the AIMS 85. This is a fun gun to use because it shoots pretty quickly, but it also hosts pretty good accuracy. Now, granted, the damage per shot is pretty low compared to other assault rifles that we're going to talk about later in the video. That's why it's at the number 5 spot. But if you enjoy COD weapons that shoot super fast and they don't kick a lot, the AIMS is probably the rifle for you. It's one of those weapons that's not exactly good in core, but insanely good in hardcore, and still perfectly viable in core because when you're shooting this quickly, your time to kill is going to be solid, even if the damage per shot is a bit low. And I have a quick question, guys. How many of you actually play hardcore? Let me know in the comments. Now, the main downside of the AIMS comes from the fact that you're going to be reloading it a lot compared to how many kills you get with it. On paper, the AIMS is kind of just a worse version of the XM4. But with how amazing the XM4 actually is in real life or in the game, that still means the AIMS is a perfectly viable weapon. I think this gun is right on the verge of being amazing. Like if Treyarch gives it a tiny damage boost, I think it could shoot up to the top tier. But right now, I'm going to give it the number 5 spot. It's fair. At number 4, the Model L. Reminds me a lot of the ICR in previous Black Ops games, or perhaps the Kilo from Modern Warfare 2019, and I think that's why it's resonating with so many people right now. Damage per shot's not amazing. Time to kill isn't incredible, but what makes it shine is that accuracy and that consistency. The Model L features a respectable rate of fire, moderate damage, but absolutely no recoil or idle sway when you're aiming down the sights, which makes it one of the easiest guns in the game to use. Now, as far as aggressive playstyle goes, the model isn't really the best choice because of the relatively average time to kill, but if you're someone who likes to play on the larger maps, hold down objectives from a safe distance, play domination like me, you probably like the gun a lot because of how powerful it can be in those scenarios. It is a total laser beam with every consistent time to kill, with or without attachments, it doesn't matter. Now, it's not top tier because that TTK makes it not top tier, but the ease of use makes it strong overall. And if the last 3 assault rifles on this list weren't so insane, it probably would have got a higher spot. Now, assuming the next 3 assault rifles on the list get nerfed for Season 1, which I think they all might, it might be a trifecta of nerfs, I have a gut feeling the Model L is going to creep up. This is a gun that I think people are really going to gravitate towards once Treyarch inevitably tones down these that we're about to talk about. Now the top 3. At number 3, the AK-74. It's been getting progressively more popular as time goes on. AK weapons are always popular in COD games, but the AK-74 kind of started out as one of those mid-tier assault rifles in Black Ops 6. But as the days tick by and the community continues to experiment with it in the gunsmith, it's getting more and more traction, to the point I think it's the 3rd best rifle in the game. The AK-74 features that low rate of fire, relatively high recoil, return for that high damage per shot, that punchy kick, almost always killing in 3 to 4 bullets, unless if you're hitting your headshots at close range. And while the time to kill isn't incredible up close like SMGs, the mid and long range TTK of this rifle it's intimidating. It is. Plus, that relatively high recoil, it's not hard to control. Once you have some hours in and perhaps a foregrip attached, you're good to go. It's a good rifle that most likely is going to get nerfed in the near future, so make sure you're getting your hours in now. Maybe even grind up that gold camo while it's still relatively easy to do, because I seriously doubt Treyarch is going to leave this rifle untouched when Season 1 drops. At number 2, the AS Val. Now, it's one of those guns you don't see a whole lot online because it's such a late unlock, but once you get your hands on it, you don't put it down. In fact, I'm willing to bet a lot of you watching this video used one of your permanent unlock tokens on the AS Val, so that way you could blast through your next prestige run on the lower levels. The time to kill, it's so fast. Built-in suppressor, at the cost of a small 20-round default mag, some pretty hefty range drop-offs with no attachments. I mean, you could basically erase all of that. You can. The AS Val's downsides, they could be gone with just a couple attachments, and that's really where the fun begins. Throw a bigger magazine on to make sure you never get in trouble after blowing through 20 rounds. Slap on a different barrel to extend the range and keep that insanely fast TTK at mid-range or even longer. Throw on a grip to turn it into a total laser beam and rip through people from any distance. I mean, it's easy. The AS Val has so much going for it, and I think it's going to get nerfed hard when Season 1 rolls around. In fact, I would call it one of the best late-game unlocks in COD history right now. I would. Not too long ago, we did a video of the best final gun unlocks in Call of Duty, and if we were doing that list today, I would have the AS Val in the top 5. Ridiculous rifle. Top tier for a million reasons. The built-in suppressor means you're always stealthy at no cost to your attachment count. The fire rate means you can apply constant pressure at enemies. The damage per shot is one of the best TTKs in the game right now, and the default recoil is so low for a gun this powerful, it's almost cheating. Literally the only problems with the AS Val right now to me is a small default magazine and that hefty range drop-off. But like I said, you can erase those problems with a couple of attachments. Little science done in the lab and you're good to go. Massive grind to unlock it. Once you get it, it's hard to stop using. And ironically, the best assault rifle in the game is the exact opposite of a grind to unlock because it's your starting AR. At number 1 today, the best assault rifle in Black Ops 6, hands down, no argument, the XM4. Another year, another Call of Duty game, another top tier M4 rifle. It isn't just the best assault rifle in Black Ops 6, it's the best gun in the game, period, at least prior to Season 1. The XM4 is a starting assault rifle, and there's even a default class that comes with a fully kitted out version of it without attachments. The rifle is something special. Fire rate solid, damage per shot respectable, headshot bonus is huge, handling speeds and recoil are easy to control. There's a metric boatload of attachments available that can let you fine-tune that fantastic base stat to basically any playstyle you want. It's not just that the XM4 base stats are some of the best in the assault rifle class, but you add a few attachments, you can make it the best gun in the game for basically any situation. Kit it out for aggression, kit it out for long range, mid-range, stealth, it doesn't matter. The Black Ops 6 XM4 is basically just the Modern Warfare 2019 M4A1, or remember the MV4? So easy to use, right? But this is with Omni movement. That's what makes it good. The versatility is unmatched. Time to kill is one of the best in the game no matter what situation you're in or what role you're trying to fill with the rifle. Treyarch is almost certainly going to nerf this into the ground with the Season 1 update because there's no way they keep allowing the first gun in multiplayer to also be the best gun in the game. But, I mean, we'll see. As of making this video, it's a pretty wide margin to me. Other rifles may have faster theoretical time to kill in certain situations, but the XM4's versatility is totally unmatched. And I said, there's no way they're going to let the starting one be, right? Well, the bow. Remember, it was on the default class? Anyway, let me know. Do you agree or disagree? There's only 7 rifles. It's kind of not the hardest to rank them, but you let me know your opinion and let me know what we should rank next. I'll see you soon.